Hello, beloved Earthbound fam. You may or may not have heard that in the astrological world, one of the greatest haps to ever hap is on the horizon. On July 19th, which would be tomorrow from when I'm recording this, an alignment is taking shape in the above called Barbault's basket. It's an alignment of four outer planets coming into perfect alignment at the very critical fourth degree of the houses they occupy. Barbault's basket is an astrological formation that many astrologers refer to as the most cosmically influential formation of outer planets in our lifetime. The formation of the basket in which King Jupe, Uranus, Pluto, and our buddy Nep will participate. Jupe will be in Leo at 4 degrees. Uranus will be in Gemini at 4 degrees. Pluto will be in Aquarius at 4 degrees, and Nep will be in Aries at 4 degrees. Just a quick recap of what the energy of the fourth degree of a house represents. The fourth degree of a house is known as the moon's degree or the Cancer degree. Cancer is the infant water sign, and Mama Moon, as well as the fourth degree, all represent the element of water. Water equals emotions. So each of these planets in their respective positions represents our infant and adolescent emotional development. The fourth degree significance affects us through our ideas and associations with home, immediate family relations, especially with the mother or mothering relationships, because Mama Moon is our celestial mama, right? It affects how we draw relationships to us or repel them, because Mama Moon is the magnetic force that rules the electromagnetics here on Earth plane. I need to sip coffee. Uno momento, por favor. Very early. The fourth degree impacts, improves, and or impairs relationships with close friends and associates, like those with your work associates, for instance. It represents our ability for self-introspection, our ancestry, our foundational roots, and our human fundamental roots, like security, stability, both in our physical world and emotional world, our protection, all that, all that, all that makes us feel safe. Cancer's zodiacal representative, and therefore the fourth degree's representative, is the crab. So you can apply the crab's state of life to this with its shell, right? Its need to shelter from danger, and its instinct to fight and protect itself. When it feels threatened or when it can't retreat into its shell, it's very up for a fight, right? Sorry. I lost my space. Found it. Interestingly enough, the basket configuration will last for about 4 weeks from July 19th to August 15th. Lots of fours going on in here. So the energetics of this fourth degree will be incredibly dominant over the next month. With all of this coming into aspect, Mama Moon will join the basket in the fourth degree of Libra as she begins to refill her light at that fourth degree. She will be trining our buddy Nep, creating a full house formation, which you can see in the thumbnail for this video. For a brief time on July 19th. So the significance of Mama Moon's position should not be overlooked, although I don't hear many astrologers mentioning it for some reason, but seems important to me. Moon in Libra, the house of justice and equilibrium, just coming out of her newness or her dark state into regaining light, seems extra important to me. And hopefully you understand it as well, because Moon will be absorbing this Librian equitable energetic and taking it with her as she transits to her fullness in the house of Aquarius on July 29th. To me, this bears the question, and most certainly the introspection, of how we interact with and relate to our immediate world and the people, places, and things within these worlds. How healthy are our relationships with our close relatives, friends, and coworkers, especially the mother or mothery types of relatives, friends, and coworkers? How secure and stable do these relationships make us feel? Are we aware of where we come from when it comes to our ancestral roots? What did our ancestors bring to our current existence? This is important because it took a heck of a lot of people to come to Earth plane, survive, thrive, and procreate just so you and I could be here right now at this very time. Please let it be known that it is no accident that you are here, and the reason you're here is because all of your ancestors showed up here and did their work, whatever that work was. Our Father, Mother, God, and our innate spirits do not make mistakes, my friends. We are all here right now for a purpose and a reason. The planets in the zodiac that are considered the outer planets are King Jupe, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. 4 of these 5 planets are creating the basket formation that Barbault discovered many years ago in his astrological examinations. I think it deserves attention here that many people make Barbault seem like a fortune teller and a future seer. And yeah, it's true, he was. But it's also very relative to know that all of us have this particular ability to predict the future if you know how to read and analyze the star charts. Granted, Barbault's feat to see this time period is extraordinary due to the lack of technology he had when he published these predictions, but the ability to see the future is not something that is unique to him alone. There are many, many, many people in our earthbound world who can read the star charts, and they utilize the information given through these charts to direct our collective lives on a regular basis. Most people on Earth plane have become unaware of this, though, because they forgot or were taught that astrology is a hoodoo woo-woo pseudoscience rather than an actual tracking device that we can use to see the challenges that we will encounter, as well as the solutions to conquer them. It should also be mentioned that there are numerous types of astrological practices out there, say tropical, sidereal, Gothic, Nordic, Chinese, Hellenistic, and my astrological understanding, which I refer to as heatheristic, just to name a few. Therefore, astrology can never be defined as an exact science, and neither should any other type of science be defined as exact, but rather, it is an interpretation of the observations that are taken in by the individual reader of the charts. I hope that makes sense and didn't boggle your brain too much. Anyway, I digress here. Let's get back to the basket. In astrology, the planets beyond King Jupe's position in our solar system represent generational energies, meaning their energetics span time frames of life here on Earth plane in a much broader sense, because their rotations around Father Sun are much slower than, say, Mars, and Venus, whose rotations are much faster and affect us on a more day-to-day or month-to-month basis. For instance, Mercury's transit around Father Sun takes about 88 days, whereas Pluto's transit takes about 248 years. Huge difference, right? Nonetheless, each planet's energetics, where they are, and who they are aspecting at that position in the above has a defining influence on us here below on Earth plane. And this basket formation is one of the most defining pieces of time us Earth planers will ever experience. Coffee. Un momento. As mentioned, this basket formation between Jupe, Uranus, Nep, and Pluto is setting the stage for a huge generational shift that will toggle and topple structures of systems of power that we have become accustomed to, like financial structures, healthcare and sick care systems, agricultural systems, housing and familial living, how we work, what we do for work, and who we work for, etc. Basically, the everyday life that we're used to is about to be dumped into the void and is being set up for a brand new way of living down here on Earth plane, y'all, in Austin, Texas, and beyond. And that's a little inside joke for anyone who knows the band The Hickoites. If you don't, you should, because they're fantastic. As this basket formation between these generationally influential planets spins around in the above over the next 4 weeks, it is no coinky-dink that this will last for 4 weeks, right? There will be numerous other movements, alignments, and formations taking place with the other planets as well. Here's a list of the haps that will happen As this basket forms our next generational leap. On July 19th, Barbault's basket takes its formation. July 23rd, Mr. Merck goes direct in the house of Cancer, and Father Sun moves into Leo, his very own house of heart, light, courage, faith, unity, and pride, confidence, and ego. July 26th, Saturn goes retrograde in the house of Aries. July 29th, full moon in the house of Aquarius. July 30th, the nodes of fate change houses. North node moves into Aquarius, south node moves into Leo. Also, that's when the age of Aquarius is officially in gear, locked in. July 30th. Sorry, let me move on. August 3rd, because there's more. But wait, there's more. August 3rd, Chiron, the wounded warrior of the zodiac and the and the asteroid representative of the inner child, also goes retrograde. On August 6th, Venus enters Libra, her own house of adult air and the house of justice, judgment, equality, and equilibrium. August 8th, the pentacle of the Lion's Gate portal's energy is upon us. August 9th, Mr. Merck enters into the house of Leo. August 11th, Mars enters into the house of Cancer. August 12th, full solar eclipse in the house of Leo and the new moon in Leo. Obviously, because Mama Moon has to pass over Father Sun for there to be an eclipse. And last but not least, and certainly not the last of all that is going to be happening through the month of August, on August 15th, the basket formation breaks out of its alignment as King Jupe and Mr. Merck enter into the 10th degree of Leo in conjunction. Holy shamoli, my friends. Buckle up and get ready to ride. This is going to be the ride of our lives, and you are the director of the ride that you will take. So please take the best care of you as we go through this unprecedented period of time, shifting us into the multidimensional realities of our future. Which reality do you want to be in? Your actions or inactions or reactions, your responses, behaviors, habits, and attitudes, your sovereignty, personal integrity, and energy that you exude into the world will be the determining factor as to which reality you reside in. There are multiple dimensions opening up and vortexing us into the reality that our individual vibrational frequencies match. It is time to become your own hero in your own story, because reliance on others means that you are contributing your energy and existence to their story. When you give reliance to others, you strengthen them and weaken yourself. And I don't mean to be preachy here. That's just the plain truth. So, one second. Coffee. So I'm going to leave this here for you to ponder on these upcoming events. We are all in charge of our own destinies at this time. I have another video coming out tomorrow on a tarot reading for Venus's transit through the house of Virgo that might interest you if this vloggy piqued something in your soul's knowing. And let me just give you a heads up on it. It might pull some triggers. So putting on the big girl and big boy pants and reeling in what serves and releasing what doesn't might be a skill that gets pulled on if you watch that reading. Just saying. Forewarning. Check it out if you'd like. And until we meet again, live the life you love the gods you trust, and don't take it all too seriously, because the times, they are a-changin', and for everything, there's a season. Release what burdens you, and hold on to what blesses you, beloved Earthbound fam, and all shall be well. And always remember, remember that you are stars, not standards. Now go shine and have yourselves a very joyful day. Blessed be.